My father texted me at 2 a.m. while he was on a business trip in Seattle. Grab your sister and run. Don't trust your mother. It made no sense. At first, he was the last person to send dramatic, impulsive messages, but something in the tone felt terrified and real. I was 17, old enough to know the difference between a joke and a warning. I woke my 12-year-old sister, Becca, and we slipped out a bedroom window into the backyard and kept moving until we were several blocks away. My mother began texting immediately. The messages shifted from casual concern to anger to threats to call the police. Nothing in her tone matched the emergency implied by my father's text. When I finally answered her call, she claimed my father had been paranoid and delusional for weeks, that he was drunk in Seattle, and that we needed to come home so she could handle it. The explanation sounded prepared and practiced, rather than spontaneous, and I refused to come home until I spoke to my father directly. She demanded our location. I lied, hung up, and shut off my phone. At a convenience store, a new message arrived from an unknown number. This is Special Agent Victoria Reeves, FBI. Your father asked me to contact you if anything happened to him. Do not go home. Do not trust local police. I called the number from a payphone. Agent Reeves told me my father had been cooperating with a federal investigation into financial crimes involving my mother's real estate business. She said his surveillance check-in had failed 3 hours earlier, and his phone had gone dark after sending me the text. She believed he was in immediate danger. Before we could reach the FBI field office, she directed us to. My mother found us. She rammed the taxi we were riding in and tried to force it off the road. When the car crashed, Becca and I ran through a drainage ditch while my mother shouted after us that the FBI was lying and that our father was manipulating us. Sirens approached, and she fled before the patrol cars arrived. I told the officers what had happened and gave them Agent Reeves' name. They held us until federal agents arrived and took custody of us. At the field office, we learned my father was alive. He had been attacked in his hotel room by people linked to the conspiracy but managed to escape. He had sent the warning text, knowing that if they targeted him, they would target us next either as leverage or witnesses. When my mother realized we were gone, she escalated from trying to retrieve us to trying to intercept us before we reached federal protection. The full picture emerged slowly. For years, my mother had been laundering money and committing real estate fraud for a criminal organization. My father had discovered evidence by accident and had gone to the FBI rather than confront her directly. He spent months gathering information under surveillance, pretending everything at home was normal. When the conspiracy learned about his cooperation, they attempted to eliminate him. My mother's role was not peripheral, she was a central participant. When she chased us that night, she was not acting as a mother. She was acting as a member of a criminal enterprise trying to protect an operation. Becca and I were kept under protection through the trial. My father testified for 2 days. 17 people were charged, but my mother received the longest sentence, 25 years for fraud, conspiracy, attempted murder, and associated crimes. She never looked at us in court and never attempted to explain herself. The woman in the defendant's chair felt like a stranger wearing my mother's face. We moved out of state afterward under partial witness protection. Not new names, but new lives, new routines, and security measures that made sleep possible again. Becca and I went into therapy to deal with the fallout, betrayal, fear, and the realization that the foundations of our family were fictional. My father rebuilt his business slowly and kept apologizing for not seeing what she really was. I still think about the night everything changed, the 13 words that turned my life into something unrecognizable. Grab your sister and run. Don't trust your mother.